All right, 2008 Honda Accord, guys. We got a starter to do today. What you got to do is take off this cover, take off that piece, which is right here. All right, little plastic clip, pop them off. Now, next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this piece off right here. 10mm bolt, right down there. Take that off. All right. Like that is fine. Let's get it out of the way. All right. Get yourself a magnet and you go ahead and pull out all your nuts and bolts. Okay. All right. This thing should come off now. This hose. So this hose comes off. The only ones I took off were this one from the valve cover, and this one at the bottom right here. So it fits like that. Okay, get that to the side. So right now, once you get those hoses off, and this is that bracket I was telling you about, take that little 10mm bolt right there, unplug this, take it off the clip right here. See that metal clip? Take it off of that, and try to pull it to the side a little bit. Now it's moving around. Now over here, you'll have two little vacuum lines that go on those clips. You pull them to the side so you can get that nut, that bolt right down there. All right, you took that 12mm down there off, so it has some movement to it. I'm going to take this off too, right here, or you can take it off right here. Let's do it. All right, and don't forget about this hose right here, right there. You take it off from the bottom, kind of twist the hose and then pull it off. It's a water line going into the throttle body. Okay, so now you should have disconnected, 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 vacuum line over here, disconnected, pulled out of the way. Okay, so now you should be able to, and unplug the throttle body. And unplug the throttle body. Okay, unplug that. Yeah. Should be able to get it out. Just lay it over to the side. There's going to be one big hose left on it right here that's connected to the intake. You can take it off or leave it on, put it to the side. Okay, so once you get all that done, now you have access to the starter right here. So we go ahead and unplug it. This is your start wire right here. This is the 12 volts coming from your ignition switch. It supplies the starter with 12 volts. You have this bigger positive cable that goes in for the power of the starter. This is just the start wire. It tells it when to start. This gives it the power. This gives it the juice coming straight from the battery. Okay, and that's 12mm, I think, or a 14 underneath here, if I remember right. Maybe a 12. Pain in the butt, but I get a little swivel and I get it down in here and I get it off that way. And these are the bolts that hold the starter on, are 14mm. Make sure when you get down here, you unplug this knock sensor down here, okay? Be careful not to break that with your ratchet when you're trying to loosen up that 14mm right there. Yeah, you don't want to break that. That's actually a kind of pricey, I don't know, 30 bucks, 40 bucks for that sensor, so you don't want to break it. All right, take your clip out off of here. This harness clip, pull that off. Yeah, and get the starter off. All right, guys, I'll show you what I use on this. It's going to be a 12mm, by the way. by the way. I'll show you what I use though. I use a tool like this. 1/4-inch drive ratchet, swivel, and a 12mm socket. It just slips right in there like that. Tink, 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 you're done. All right, pop it out of there. Pop it out of there. Get that cable out of the way. All right. Now all we have to do is get that 14mm off and make sure you don't hit that sensor. Okay. All right, on the back side, I use a 14 short well socket. Okay. Do that a few times. Take it off, and you should be able to unscrew it with your fingers the rest of the way. All right, once you get those out of there, you'll be able to slide this bad boy right out. Ta-da! All right, go get your starter. All right, when you reinstall it, you want to go in exactly the same order as you took it off. Install the the starter. Install the starter. Make sure you tighten up the bolts. All right. You can plug up the sensor again. That's the wrong plug. You can try to plug in the other one if you're following me. All right, plug that sensor in. You can go ahead and plug up. No, go ahead and leave that alone. Let's go ahead and put this power cable back on because that's exactly the right order. And put the nut on there. Not really, really tight, okay? Just tight. All right, you don't want to break that inside of that starter if you try to over tighten it. So tight, but just not Superman tight. All right, guys, at this point, you want to double check, triple check everything down here by the starter. Let's take a look. All right, you got it plugged up. You got the main cable from the battery in there. You got the sensor plugged up. You got the bolts are tight. You do your last inspection because you do not want to take this manifold off again because you forgot to do something. So double check it. All right, now we're ready to install this this manifold again. And make sure that you add some water to the cooling system, to the radiator, or a little bit of coolant to the radiator when you get this job done, because remember, a little bit came out when you took that bottom hose off. So yeah, let's get back together. Enough playing. I've been here 25 minutes so far, and I should have this done in 15 more minutes. Actually, before you put this hose on, you make sure that you have your harness pulled over here, okay? So you can get the bolt back in it. Otherwise, it won't fit if you have this hose on first. All right, you go ahead and plug up your sensor again, right here. All right. Yeah, it's disgusting. All right, at this time, you go ahead and double check all your hoses. You look down and around and you make sure everything got the clamp on there. It's not hard to forget to do one or forget to put a clamp on. So just check them all. Check them all. Check them all. Check the vacuum line down there. Everything is tight down there. You got the hose on there. You got this back, 10mm back on there. You got the manifold tight. So that's a wrap on that. You have no bolts left over. Okay. Go ahead and put your battery back on there. Like that. Start for us. Yeah, that's it. Reach in this car. All right. All right, guys, and that's a wrap. That's a 2006 2006. This is the 2.4 liter motor in it. So yeah, 2006, 7, 8, 9, I believe. I don't know for sure. Comments below if you know all the years, but I don't know. It's a 2.4 liter motor. It looks like that. Tight, plugged in. Sensors are plugged in. Hoses are plugged in. Vacuum lines are plugged in. Starts up on a dime. We're out. Peace. Like and subscribe, please. I appreciate you guys. Hayes Mobile Auto Repair. We're in Jackson, Mississippi. All right, we're just chilling right now. We just got that Honda done. Look at that beautiful tree, guys. This is Mississippi right here. They have beautiful trees in Mississippi. Beautiful trees. So let the dogs do their thing over there while I wait on the customer to come and pay me, and I can get on and finish my day off. I still got a lot of shopping to do. They should be here. I called them 30 minutes earlier. I told them, you know, I got to leave. It's my day off. I don't really supposed to be here today. But anyways, it'll be all right. It's $192 is what I charge for mobile call, starter. I go pick up the starter, I bring the starter, parts store, come over here, mobile call. Yeah, $190 plus the starter. And I do not mark up parts on the customers, guys. I don't do that. Ace, let's go. Shadow, let's go. So they should be here any moment now. I'll see y'all later, man. Like and subscribe. I appreciate you guys. Peace. What you doing, Shadow Wow? What you doing, boy? Get him, Ace. Get him, boy. Oh, Shadow. Shadow. Oh, what was that? Yeah, he's got to pee on the same tree. All right, we're out of here.